Welcome back to the Super Not Funny Show reviews. And today I'm reviewing Reservation Dogs Season 3, Episode 8. It's entitled Send It, and it's coming to you from FX on Hulu. So, what did I think about it, and should you be watching? And before we get into the review, get down there, hit like on this video. Well, I mentioned before, we've been going through this whole season, and I was like, these threads, they're laying these threads out, they're pulling on them to a purpose and for a reason. And so, remember I said the fill-in episodes, like those were going to mean something. Well, it's time for them to start meaning something, because in this one, the Res Dogs, they're going to do a breakout. They're going to go rescue an uncle because, there's an ongoing, I don't want to say tragedy, but like something unfortunate went down, and they need that uncle to be back so that he can be there for a family member, potentially in their final moments. So, and if you've been watching it, you can guess who this is all about. It's all about Fixico and his estranged cousin, who we met before, Maximus, aka Chaban. And all of these threads, they're sort of coming full circle because Bear is invested in in Maximus, but he doesn't know that Chaban is Maximus. He doesn't even know who he's going to rescue. And Willie Jack, she's kind of the I guess the ringleader. She kicks all of this off for Fixico's sake. At the beginning of the episode, we see Willie Jack going to an elder breakfast, and she's not an elder, but she gets to go because she's Fixico's apprentice, basically. And always love a Willie Jack centered episode. She is my favorite character. I don't think she's gotten enough to do this season, for obvious reasons, because they're sort of focusing on this other storyline. But it's good to see her. She, I think her being a medicine woman, that makes sense to me. But she is there, and she's hanging out with Fixico and everything, tearing up some fried bread, just chilling out with the elders. And she sort of gets a little bit of the backstory that we know more about from Irene, about Chaban. And it's how Fixico and him didn't get along and everything. And then Fixico has a heart attack, and so now there's the rescue plan, so to speak, that they're gonna go. They find out from Irene that he's in mental hospital, so they're gonna launch a mission to go get him out. Teenagers, am I right? So it's a fun, like, little moment. We get to see the Res Dogs in their element doing their thing. The first time we ever met them, they were plotting a robbery, really, of a chip truck to take it to Kenny Boy to sell it. And wouldn't you know, we got Kenny Boy involved here again. Love to see him. Last time we saw him, he was assisting big in taking down that stupid cult out in the woods, and talking to the deer lady. So glad to see him and Ansel back. They have the wheels, but the Res Dogs need some assistance too. So they got the Indian Mafia. So we got their so-called rivals from the first season, who, as we've noticed over the last couple seasons, that's all mellowed out. Clearly, they're not, enemies anymore. And it even comes to a point where, they're on the bus, they're, at the facility, and they're planning this all out. And basically, Bear's like, hey, you guys want to be Res Dogs? And, like, they link up. So, like, the thing I wanted to see, the thing I thought was going to happen, the thing that started with Alora and Jackie becoming, friends while they were, on the road, but also with Jackie and Bear having their little moment a couple episodes ago. All that's kind of come together to make the Indian Mafia be, friends with them, basically. And here's the thing. I never thought that wasn't going to happen, because when you really got down to it, their animosity was basically territorial pissing, I guess you could say. And really, on the real, Jackie's cool, Bone Thug Dog's cool, White Steve is cool. Like, they're all cool, good kids, and they had a lot more in common than they had differences. And it was really cool of them. They were really, stand up to be like, we're going to go help our uncle. We got to break him out and everything for Fixico's sake. And so they hatched this, they hatched this plan, and they're, on the road. We do get some character moments, basically. I like that Alora and Willie Jack were just kind of like they're broing it out over there, just kind of showing appreciation for each other. I love that. I think Alora, she's grown up so much, and so has Willie Jack, and just being able to hug it out and be like, you show love. That's dope. I love the Kenny Boy being ridiculous in the best possible way. I know some people may not have liked his character so much in the beginning, but man, he's such a good addition. He's an elder, like he's not accepted, necessarily accepted by the natives, the Native American, population of the res or anything, but he's definitely adjacent to it, and he really feels a kinship, and he does take the plate. He has asked them to call him Uncle KK, but not 3Ks, or Uncle Boy or something like that. And I like that they reluctantly they do, follow through and kind of give him some validation. So they end up going to this facility to break out Maximus, and it's this big elaborate thing, like they were watching Ocean's 11 but didn't quite get the script correct. She's sort of dropping the ball, not having the not having the correct blueprints, and they have this scheme to just cut the phone lines and have the decoys. I love Bone Thug Dog and White Steve going in there and act in their little suits. They were pretending to be officials going for a tour, and the nurse is just like, okay, whatever, can we just get this over with? I don't even care about your stupid little handwritten card or anything. It was just beautifully done. The actual cutting of the lines, it seemed like if this were like any other show, it would have been so serious, like it was Mission Impossible. But it really was just them with bolt cutters cutting a line. They did not need like 3 people to do it, but whatever, everyone needs to be involved. Most importantly though, Bear and Willie Jack go to get Maximus, and it's because Bear's there. Of course, he knows Maximus's name, and the two of them go into his room and like, we're gonna break you out, and he's just like, no, you don't want to go. Oh, your cousin Fixico, he's in a bad way. Oh, whatever, I'm just in and out of here. I don't need, whatever. And Maximus Chaban, he really is just like, whatever. He's gonna let Fixico just kind of pass on without going to him. And all up to this point, it's been all fun and games and silliness and semi-seriousness with this plan. And this is Willie Jack's really into it. And Paulina Alexis, she's so good in this moment. Like a lot of the times, Willie Jack's sort of like, she's often stoic or just kind of like a little straight-faced, but like giving a look here or there, or saying something silly like in her kind of straight voice. But in that moment, there's just a little change of like the way she stands, and her facial expression changes, where it went from funny to like not funny to like really serious in that moment. And I loved her for it, because up to that point I was like, this is cool, but that was the moment that it kind of sealed it for me. Like I was like, are they gonna make me cry again this episode? And like, it wasn't this moment, but it was the way she set up the emotional stakes of like saying, hey, and she called Daniel, and I was like, as soon as she said Daniel, I was like, I was just like, oh, y'all are gonna get me for real. And I could tell that they were gonna get me in this episode. And she called Daniel out and said she would do anything to see him again. And then Bear did his best to try to be like, hey, you got to come for your family. And but it was really Willie Jack that between the two of them just really got Maximus to get up and go. And this is the reconciliation. Like they set this up many episodes ago, episode 2, episode 5, to give us a reason to care about this reconciliation beyond the fact that, we know Fixico and everything, but to give us a reason to know why there was this chasm between them and why we really wanted to see it bridged. And to see Maximus be like, fine, all right, let's go. But he said it like as if they were, dragging him along, but you could tell it wasn't about that. And then, they proceed to leave and pretend like it was a big breakout when really he could just get up and sign out whenever the hell he wanted to. And they celebrate and everything. Yay, we did the thing. The res dogs, like the big res dogs, have a victory. That gets spoiled by the bus having a malfunction and everyone getting off, and then it explodes in fire. Because of course it does. Why wouldn't it? And everyone just sort of scatters on their own. And this whole episode's framed by Big interrogating everyone and saying, hey, basically we were interrogating, we're thinking, oh, because they broke him out. But no, because of the explosion and leaving a burning bus in the middle of the road at the reservation. Understandable. And I love in this moment that Kenny Boy gets to be the uncle that he said he was by literally just saying, nope, I'm going to take the fall for this because this is they're paying respects to the elders and everything. It's important and we have to support each other. And like I said, Kenny Boy, I get the impression he's, maybe he's got, some native blood, but he's not, recognized as part of the tribe or anything like that. I don't know if that's true or not, but he has taken the culture to heart for whatever you take that as. I would like to think he comes to it honestly and sincerely and with all the respect and admiration and everything that is due to it. And that's how he's sort of honoring it here. And he comes through. He is an uncle to these kids in that moment. And I appreciate that they really show that. They show Kenny Boy in that light. And I like that when we go from there, it's a gut punch at the end when we see everyone kind of in line at the hospital. And that's the part that finally got me. Like, I was like, is everything gonna make me cry? Yes, they got me in that moment, especially, seeing Willie Jack, how she's sort of taking, her mentors, his plight, and then showing Maximus and Fixico, in there together at the bedside. And that's the thing we've been aiming for. So, I mean, I've rambled on quite a bit about this. The point is, it was a good episode that turned great in the last probably 7 or 8 minutes of it. And so I really like that. This show, this season, it just doesn't fail. Every episode it has funny, but also it does have a way of really getting at your heartstrings. So I just really liked it. So anyway, that's my thoughts on this episode. What did you guys think about it? What did you think about what I had to say? Get down to the comment section, leave your thoughts there. And of course, you can always hit me up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. And while you're down there, do me a favor, hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. All that good stuff helps to grow this channel, helps more people to see these videos. All right, thanks for coming and joining me on this review. Come back next week. We're going to be talking about the penultimate episode of the entire series, episode 9 of Reservation Dogs. Until then, I have been Mo, your commentator extraordinaire on all things pop culture, and I'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.